Well, let's move on to story mode. So, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's 6 chapters. Right now we have Highway from X1, Gallery from X1, Factory from X1, Air Force from X4, Sky from X1, there's a lot of X1 stages, and lastly, the Floating Ruins from ZX Advent. What?
What the heck?
Yeah, quite the jump.
Yeah, man. He went from like the first X series game to like the last ZX series game. It's crazy. Like he jumped the entire timeline minus Legends. So, anyways, you have those. You got hard mode, which basically changes the enemy layouts, and yeah, you just it's kind of like a segmented stage. They're split up into 6 different parts, and there's like, you gotta restart each individual part to clear the chapter. So you have like 5 stages, and then you have a boss stage that's just the boss itself. Like I said, full-length stage, just cut up into bite-sized parts, mostly because it's a mobile game where people are playing this on the go, probably. And that makes sense. But the bosses available right now are the Beeblader, my favorite, Mayo the Giant, or Mao the Giant, Mulborer, Mega Scorpio, and then you have Gigantic Mechanoid CFO from X2, Rongbanda W from X5, Boob Eyes,
Woo!
RT55J from X1.
Nice.
Then you have Joe Penguin, Goliath, and Overdrive Ostrich. That's who we got right now in the story mode. Well, actually, let's talk about the bosses real quick. TGP, how do you feel about the boss design so far?
I like them. They're simple enough. They made they kind of made Chill Penguin a bit more interesting in here compared to like the previous game. Or I mostly played X, so like the mechanic to freeze the wall, that's pretty cool. Because that's like,
I like
his one weakness, walls. And he's like, no, stop that. So that's nice. I mean, it all comes down to the control. Because like this is a very tight, precise game, and like if the controls just aren't that good, or they get janky in the most important, crucial part, it just completely like kills it for you. But
yeah,
I think like the bosses themselves are fine. They're good. They're not like the worst thing in the world. I wouldn't say they're like,
For the most part, they're pretty faithful to their original fights.
Yeah, they are.
Little tweaks here and there, but you need that in a game like this.
well, I didn't.
You have anything else to add?
I didn't
Clint,
think
or-
I'd have to fight the mole boar as a boss. It was just a
Yeah.
fun enemy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought in mini bosses, or just like in like Borer's case, just an enemy as a boss. It's funny.
It was just a little thing there. Hit him to a boss.
What is he even doing in the floating ruins in the first place?
Don't worry about it.
How did you get here? Go home.
I do not know, dude.
You just dug up in the sky.
It's just another deep log error. By the way, that's how they explain all the weird stuff. It's a deep log error. Like Vile, the first version of Vile, piloting the Goliath and not Mark II.
I'm so
Another
sad they
deep
changed
log
that.
error.
Huh, a flightless bird in the floating ruins. I see this system has a sense of humor.
Yeah, they did say that. And when you get into the ZXA stage, Floating Ruins, Bluro, which is the character we meet.
Zerp.
Later you find out his name is Via. Apparently. We don't know for sure. But he says, oh, so we're doing a stage that's not an X series game. I wonder how far this deep log error goes.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, the story's it's just there for me, honestly. It's not.
Yeah. Like, it's just there to kind of get things going. It's not canon. It's not meant to be taken seriously.
It's a Mega Man X Isekai.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
It's like most of the major scenes that involve that Blue Zero, the totally original character.
Oh, I love.
It's basically references to X1. Like the first time you meet him, he saves you from the Scorpion. Like Zero rescued X in X1, and then he sacrifices himself in the Sky Stage, like he did in X1.
Spoiler.
So
No, Zero, how could you?
excuse me, princess.
Zerp, why?
Yeah.
Which means we're gonna have to lead up to the X2 moment where you get his parts to put him
We
back
have to
together.
rebuild him, yeah. Oh, and then there's gonna be, let's see, what is a fake Zerp color? He'd be like, I don't know, like dark gray instead of black or something. It's
Or
got
purple.
Purple. There we go. He's fake and nightmare at the same time.
We have to fight him.
Yeah, we just run through all the Zero moments with him.
Yeah.
So wait, what's gonna be his "what am I fighting for" moment then?
I'm pretty sure you're gonna fight him at some point.
Yeah.
That's just a speculation.
He's the ultimate boss. Like it's kind of hinted to it.
Yeah, they hint-
with
they hint to
Vile
it.
because he was like, "Why'd you summon me here just to die?" or whatever he said.
Yeah, he calls him Via, and he's like, "What? Who's Via? That's not my name."
I guess
Sorry.
you can call me that if you want. It's not my name or nothing, but whatever.
And then like he's got this like evil design going on when he gets damaged. Like I
Yeah.
understand he got corrupted by the system. Apparently, is what they said, but
Mhm.
like that ain't normal, dude.
Calling it now. It's Rico from another timeline corrupted by Sigma because Sigma's got to be the big bad.
Wow.
Because that's too stupid for it to not be it.
It would also be implying that Sigma is somehow strong enough to corrupt the player's memories.
Exactly. Sigma exists in the real world. That's how strong he got. After
Well,
he didn't die in X8, he's just been biding his time for 15 years.
It's like Via's supposed to be the admin of the server, so he's had to have something to do with it. It's like, well, maybe Sigma's manipulating him, or he's the
Maybe.
one who's causing all the errors.
Maybe he's just bored.
So he's got to have some power. He's just bored, yeah. It's like let's just make an excuse to have a crossover game.
Oh man, the gems are so expensive. Oh, that's just a D-Blog error, but you still have to pay $40. That's the
Please.
real life D-Blog error.
Deposit your bank account into Capcom's account, please.
Or maybe that's the reason for the price differences.
Oh no!
Darn it,
Attention.
Via.
Attention, all Mega Man X DiVE players. Mega Man and the game need your help. We need your credit card numbers.
We must fix these errors, please.
The story's just kind of there. It makes me
Yeah.
smile every now and then.
Yeah.
Like you know, I talked about finding Rico kind of annoying, but then she gets put in her place by Zerp all the time. So I'm like, all right, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah, there's some funny moments too. Like I already mentioned the one where Rico talks about like, oh, you played Mega Man X a lot, haven't you? You staying up at night and everything.
Mhm.
So they're breaking the fourth wall. It's probably the funniest part about it.
Well, it's pretty sure that line is ad-lib since that's the only part of that part that's not voice acted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then yeah, there's some like a lot of Easter eggs in there, like the X1 moments, X10 moments, and you kind of. Oh yeah, there's a funny moment where you meet up with Axel, and he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
even if you reset the console, you probably won't be able to fix this.
Or if you blow in the cartridge.
you blow in the cartridge. It's like, wow. Don't call me out like this, Axel.
Yeah, it's got some really good moments, but as like a literary tale, it's not gonna win any awards. But
No,
I didn't
of course
expect
not.
it to. But it's fun for what it is. It's silly.
Let's remember, it's not over yet.
Aha.
Yeah, but this is still the beginnings of the story. We'll have to see what happens later. But yeah, right now it's just I mean, we play Mega Man for the gameplay, right? Like, story is interesting and all, but it's not what we really come for.
Right.
So it's good to at least the gameplay part of it is holding up so far, for the most part.
Mhm.
And speaking of gameplay, we mentioned this already, but there's some truly ridiculous power gaps between each of the stages.
Yeah.
And
It's silly. Like,
it gets really silly.
That's a word for it.
Because I know for the very last stage in the story, as it currently stands, it's 150k power. And when I got there, I had 70k something. It's basically half. That was funny.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can make it there, but you have to play slow and methodically, and you gotta power up your weapon so you can actually do damage. But even then, like, if you're under leveled, like we said, the bosses can two-shot you, and they take a lot of damage. They are big damage sponges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that just happened to me with Vile the other day. Like, I just got to him, and then the fight took like 10 forevers. So I had to go back when I was a little bit stronger, so I could get the 3 stars, because it was redinky donkey.
It's a struggle, but overall, you know, story mode's nice. You get rewards, obviously, for being the first time, but you also get, like, for example, you get Command Mission X the Skin for 3-starring every stage in Chapter 4.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And, you know, it's kind of there. It's fun to play through. The only thing is, I wish you could rewatch the story scenes again after you beat it the first time, because there's no option to
Oh yeah.
say. Because I think like a story or a free mode toggle would be pretty cool, especially for like us YouTubers that want to record the story just for the content. Because if we beat it on our phones and then come back to the computer to record it later, well, we can't watch it again.
It's actually one of the reasons why it took me so long to get to level 40.
Yeah. Because you gotta hold back.
That and, you know, other stuff I'm working on.
Yeah, that too. Any last thoughts on story mode?
I'm glad it's there. Like, it would feel weird if it wasn't, because there's at least context of why all these enemies are jumbled up. Even if it's the flimsiest excuse ever, I'll take it, because I kind of like it.
Debug errors!
honestly, I do have to appreciate how unpredictable it can get. Like, with the newer chapters
Absolutely.
to come out, it's like, they can just go anywhere. And it just doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, it's like, just throw in a ZX stage out of nowhere. It's like, wow! They're not holding back. So
I
that's
kind
awesome.
of wish that your characters had, like, just one-off moments to just show them interacting. Like, it wouldn't make much sense since it's not supposed to be the real characters, but it would still be kind of cool just to kind of emulate their personalities and just see, you know, like what, like especially when like classic Mega Man comes out, just seeing him talk to X, like do it like Fire Emblem style, like with the pairing system, you know, like how it unlocks those little cutscenes. Just something like that would be kind of nice, but maybe down the road.
Yeah, because we already seen a little bit of that with the Axel scene.
Right.
He makes those funny references, but
And that
other
feels
than
in
that-
character for Axel.
yeah, like he's a funny guy. But otherwise, you don't see any interaction really between the other X series characters, which is a shame, because that was something we were hoping for. Is like seeing banter between them, maybe even just a couple short clips, like for example, I don't know, pair Zero and Vile together, and they start being like, "Vile, what are you doing here?" Just, you
Yeah.
know, it's like-
Or just wait until Layer and Iris are both in the game. You know, there's comedy gold right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, pair Aelia with white day area, and she's like, "Ooh, what's with the outfit?"
Honestly, that's probably one of the biggest missed opportunities for this White Day event that happens. You know, there's no story that's actually tied to it, so, you know...
Yeah,
we,
it's just
like, we see how, you know, Aelia reacts to her new look, but, you know, we don't see how other characters would react to her looking like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or even Rico chiming in. You know,
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh my goodness, someone had an upgrade."
Because, you know,
so
that
jealous.
animation at least implies that these, you know, programs are somewhat, you know, aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elia's animation is like, she looks down, she's like,
Wow.
Where did these come from?
it's like even she's disgusted by what they did to her.
She got all the capsules in the best way.
Yeah, basically.
That's a great segue to the White Day event itself.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So banner is obviously White Day Aelia and Cinnamon, but the event stage itself, yeah, there's no story attached to it. Unfortunately, that's a missed opportunity. It's called Retaking the Candy Factory, or just Retaking Candy Factory because gibberish. In this stage, it's a rethemed version of the factory stage. You got the conveyors and everything, but it's a bit more involved. It actually has a mini boss, an optional, like a branching path, an optional right chase or right armor section, and you get a boss at the end. So it's like a traditional Mega Man
Full
X stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lava's
Pretty cool,
chocolate.
actually.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, there's like pools of chocolate instead of lava.
I
Must
wish
be really hot chocolate, and that hurts you so much.
Yeah.
it hurts you a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish it had its own music track, even if it was just a slight take on the normal level track. It kind of feels like it deserves one because everything else is just barely tweaked, you know.
Yeah. So.
Also, they could just use Magic Man's theme.
There you go.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you know, chocolate. There's presents in the background. It's pretty nice. And the goal of the stage is to collect candies and chocolate to get the score. 3-star is 5 candies and 3 chocolates. And I think it's like the top path, which leads to a ice cream cone version of Boob Eyes or T55J.
I'm so happy you made it.
Yeah, like that's one of the coolest things about this event is just seeing like silly versions of these bosses.
Yeah.
Because they also changed the X2 intro boss, Gigantic Mechanoid CF0. They made him literally into a piece of chocolate. Like his limbs are chocolate, and his body is a candy wrapper.
You know, I like to think that he's a chocolate-covered strawberry because his body kind of has the point at the bottom, and it looks like a strawberry to me.
Maybe so.
And
Maybe. I'm not too familiar with White Day, so maybe there's strawberries involved.
probably. I love how somebody had pointed out that they didn't bother removing the watermark from the model.
Oh,
yeah.
I saw that today.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It has the Getty Images watermark next to the X DiVE thing. And then if you look even closer behind the text, it says Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.
Well, see, they're already prepared for the next couple of events.
Don't worry about it.
It's because the game is supposed to come out in December
Yeah.
for the Christmas event, but then they had to change it because the game got delayed. It's still funny to find these things. But overall, like I do like the stage, although
It's
the
fun.
right armor section sucks because right armor is not fun.
Or the way
And
the
the
dumpster.
down path, like it doesn't have the candy and chocolate pieces that the top path has. Or
You
at
get
least-
it.
if
You
it
get
does, then I
chocolate.
haven't seen it.
Like
I've
you
only
get
done
a
the bottom ones.
chocolate on the way out, but not a candy, which you need to get the 5 candies.
Okay, so just
Weird.
don't go down ever.
Have you guys 3-starred this, by the way? Because I cannot for the life of me.
I have,
Yeah,
I have.
plenty.
yeah.
I-
Like once you learn the route, it's
I
easy.
can't get the
You just gotta-
time. Like, that's the only thing that's getting to me.
Yeah, the time because instead of 300 seconds like it usually is, it's 210 seconds now, which is actually a tight window.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that's spent on that room with, the Crusher.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get a horde room as well, where you gotta beat a bunch of enemies, and then you see like a door open up, and then you gotta wait for the camera to go. Okay, there it is. Go back.
Oh, by the way, I forgot which mode taught me this, but the time literally starts as soon as like the stage is like loads. So while it's saying
I learned
ready,
that in PvP.
it's the time just keeps going, and I was like, "You're wasting my time.
Yeah.
Put me in here already."
I am ready.
Like, I learned that in PvP because, I learned that when playing on emulator, at least. It takes longer for me to load in than my opponent does, and by the time I'm actually able to control, they're basically right in front of me.
God,
I haven't had any real trouble with the time aside from the first time I played it, but I'm also doing just the easiest difficulty, so that probably has a lot to do with it. Because when I tried the second difficulty, I couldn't do the time.
That's me on the third one.
Yeah, that's why I'm only doing the second difficulty, because it's faster to it's faster to get through the stage when you're over leveled.
Yes.
But the third difficulty is like 100k something, so I'm on par with it, but that also means to take a lot of damage, so it's not very speedrun friendly still for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not unless you buzzsaw. You got the Doom Blade, you can totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, how the triangular blade.
Saber is really good in that stage, because there's a lot of enemies up close.
The problem
Because the one that we haven't actually mentioned yet is that certain characters and weapons get bonuses in this event.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, so this event does have an element of pay to win. You need Doomblade or the 2 White Day characters to get extra points.
Yeah.
The maximum extra points.
Can those stack? Like, can you have a character and the blade, or is it just you need one or the other?
Yeah, I think it does, yeah. So, like, the ideal setup is a White Day character, Doomblade, and the drill weapon. Yeah. So, and then like alternatively you can just use regular cinnamon and Alia for a 20%. But
yeah, I use
40%.
And the drill cannon.
And just because of that, paid players have an advantage because they have more chances to draw the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but certain characters, their weapons also get damage bonuses too.
Yes, yes they do.
Mm-hmm. And there is a competitive element to this event because depending on your placement in the leaderboard, you get a bunch of items. Like, if you're first place in the leaderboard, you get 5,000 medals in, like, was it 100 special boxes?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what rank is everybody? I'm a 327. I just
I'm like in the 300. I'm like in the top 300.
I've been hovering around.
I haven't been doing the event as much. I just like do whatever I can, and I'm still trying to farm, like trying to find the proper farming technique for it. So I think I'm like at 3,000 or 4,000 at this point, but I'm getting there.
Did you at least get Dr. Zero?
No, I haven't gotten Dr.
105.
Zero yet.
Wow.
Because like the unfortunate thing for me is the reset time is as soon as I get off work. So I tend to miss like a good chunk of the event, and I just refuse to play this on my phone because you want me to be on my A game, but touchscreen sucks. So
right. Yeah, something we also haven't touched on yet is that the stamina for this event is actually separate from the regular one. It's like a yellow energy tank instead.
It's a dude.
And
So you get 15 max, and you restore 1 every 30 minutes, and it takes 3 when you play the stage, or it takes away 1 if you fail it.
Sick.
Oh man, I hate when the game crashes. Like, if I'm trying to
Yeah.
just knock one out and then it just crashes.
It happens in this more than anywhere else in a game for
Yep.
me.
Yes,
Yep.
same here.
Yeah, I hate that too. It's like, oh, your game crashed? Well, I'm going to take away your energy.
And
Yeah, it's basically just a 1 energy entry feat in order to actually
and
play.
the thing is, using medals is not really worth it because you only get 3. Or is it 3 or 5?
You get 5.
You get
actually.
5.
I don't think it's worth it. I wouldn't.
It's only worth if you really want to get up in the leaderboard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, once again, paid players have an advantage because they can use their medals to get more plays.
This is basically what I'd be using my, daily quota for, at least while they were still cost 20. Because, once they jump to the 50, I stop.
Yeah. That's that's like something I suggested on our Discord server too. Is like, you can just do your 100 on that if you want to.
Because my general goal is, to get within the top 100 so I can get those 40 special boxes.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any higher than that.
Nope. me
I
neither.
think I'll be
you
happy
just gotta
with just
maintain it.
top 1,000. Honestly,
Mhm.
'cause I feel like it's gonna get
Respectable.
very competitive once you get past that.
It's like, the other thing though is the White Day characters. Once they're gone, they're gone. These are limited ones.
Yeah, that
So you want to be
that's-
trying to gotcha.
yeah, that's generally how the limited works. I mean, they might bring it back at some point later on, but yeah, once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah. Because technically, White Day is long gone at this point. This actually came out the day before April 1st. April Fool's Day. It's crazy. Because the game was supposed to come out on March 8th originally. No, it was March 3rd, wasn't it? Yeah.
It had a bunch of dates. It's hard for me to keep up.
I know, it's hard to keep track because there's been at least 3 delays. But anyways, yeah. They were supposed to have White Day on the 14th, which is what the real holiday is. And then that fell through, so they decided to do it for an April Fool's joke, I guess.
At least they didn't scrap it. Like that's
Yeah.
good on them.
Because, fan service aside, the artwork is really cool, and I do like Dr. Zero, as we call him. He's a skin you can unlock, White Day Zero. He's got a coat. People say, oh, he looks like Gate. I mean, I guess.
Man, I love Dr. Zero's design, like, under the coat. Like, it looks like that's what Zero should have looked like in Command Mission. It's slimmed down and it really looks good next to Command Mission X.
Or maybe it's a sneak peek at his design in X9. Ooh.
I would not mind that, because it's a really cool design.
It is very nice.
It's like kind of on the way to the Mega Man Zero design. Like, it's like a quarter step there.
Yeah. I like it.
I like the fact that, I like all the fan art that came from it.
Yeah. Like him in the Wily, the Wily saucer, flying around.
And Dr. Zero PhD, he doesn't actually have a PhD.
I have just a cure for you, Mavericks. It's me.
It's me.
What's up, nerds?
He has a prescription of hoo-ha-hoo.
There's a lot of silly scenarios you can come up with the content in here. Like, not even just the event, but you got all these different weapons you can equip. So you can have Cinnamon of a Gatling gun, for example.
I think that
This is
alone would
great.
make me actually want to use Zero.
Yeah.
Also, something I want to touch on real quick with the events, because you can actually skip dive the events in order to get event points. You get half as much as you would from playing normally, but you can skip as many times as you want as long as you got the, stamina force. Which is probably going to play into those last-minute point gatherings.
Yeah. Everybody rushing to get up the leaderboard quickly. What's gonna happen? I think sort of works to our advantage that there's not like a ton of people playing this game right now, so you can get up ranks relatively easily.
It's probably the only reason I'm anywhere close to the top 100 right now.
Exactly. Like if this was a game that had a lot of mainstream, like a lot of mainstream popularity, yeah, good luck.
Like, no doubt, once those US servers come in, then there's going to be a lot harder to reach this top percentage.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more players.
Because there's still some people who don't know how to actually look up the game.
I've got a friend that refuses to play until US server comes out. It's like, alright.
Yeah, I know people like that, and I mean, we get asked literally every day, hey, how do you play this game?
I got asked that question an hour ago.
Yes.
I don't know, I just turned my phone on and it works, I'm sorry.
It's like, they even ask us in the stream chat, and Hero is over there like, don't answer them. Don't do it.
It's like feeding a stray cat. You don't do it, or other cats will come.
Yeah, basically. Although I do have a video about it, if anyone is curious. Anyways. Yeah, I think that about covers the White Day event.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good
How
level.
long do we have? Hello,
But we didn't mention the unfortunately skewed voting.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, man, I haven't been doing my daily vote.
Yeah, we didn't talk about this at all, but
Was
there's a side tab that has like where your friends and galleries are, but on the top of that list is the current event tab. You can actually go in there and get like raffle tickets for a chance at some prizes and like other things. Like during the first week they had an event for the launch of Mega Man Zero and ZX Legacy Collection. I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
You get some stuff there daily, but yeah, definitely check that current events tab every day because you get stuff from it. But the one right now for the White Day event is a poll for Alia or Cinnamon, and poor Cinnamon. Alia is at 92%, and it has not budged since.
nope.
Cinnamon couldn't compete with that.
Nope.
The thing is, though, like once you lock in your vote, you have to keep voting for that character. You can't switch.
Yeah, so the only way Cinema's going to get any more is if people forget to vote for Alia.
Exactly.
Such a weird mechanic.
Yeah. And for those 8% people who voted for Cinnamon, oof. Because
Sorry, bros.
if you lose the poll, you don't get the reward.
What is the reward?
A lot of
I forget.
There it is.
It's down at the bottom of the page.
Weapon patch program times 600. Character patch program times 300. Armor parts times 100.
Yeah. I mean, that's there. At least get you, like, what, 20 memories of S rank?
Did it show the percentages before you vote the first time? I
Yes,
don't
it did.
remember. I just went in on... I just voted for Alia before I even read the thing. And then... Oh, good job, me.
Like, oh,
Oh my
this is
god.
so overwhelming.
Oh man. Yeah, so that's probably what happened. Is people saw, oh, she has most of the votes. I'm just gonna go for that, for the reward.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Like, no doubt the initial votes were like, oh, I like Alia. I'll pick Alia. But everyone else is like, oh, the winner gets a prize. Alright then.
Aliados?
Exactly. It's like, now we know in the future, don't vote on the poll right away until you know who's in the lead. Oops.
Unless Zero's on the board. Because then you always vote for Zero. Because everyone's going to vote for Zero.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
It's Zero.
it's 0. Well, yeah, overall though, I think the event is really cool. I like that the stage is like a traditional stage. I just wish there was a story around it or some explanation about why it's happening. I think that could be fun.
It's a
Maybe in the
chocolatey
future.
deep log error.
Yeah, right?
Kind of sounds bad when you say it out loud.
It's like, it's just gonna be, deep log error, but have something.
Yeah.
Have like Rico or the other characters having a funny reaction.
Love is in the air in this D-Blog era. Just, like, add some flavor text at least.
Yeah, that's a good one. We mentioned Rico commenting on the new outfits. Like, ooh.
Where can I get that?
I'm so jealous of Elia.
Wonder when she's gonna be a playable character, actually.
Summer.
Yeah, I bet it'll happen soon. Well, I mean, if not soon, at some point.
It's gonna be in the summer.
They're probably going to get costumes to change her look in the menus.
Oh yeah, she's gonna have more costumes than Roll did in Powered Up.
In fact, I'm surprised they didn't have like a white day outfit for Rico.
Yeah, like just to like during the course of the event, like change her in all the cutscenes or something.
Yeah, that could be something.
Well, it's growing pains. They'll fix it next time.
Yeah, it's like this game. That's like what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. This is a hard game to review because it's always changing and always evolving. Like I don't think those special gift boxes even existed before the event. So they're still adding stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that covers it though. So let's talk about the online stuff. No, actually, before we do that, we gotta talk about the event mode itself. This will be very quick. So yeah, that White Day event stage we're talking about, it's under the event mode tab. Basically, there's 4 different stages, and they're designed to be played twice a day in order to get materials. So, the first one is resetting the X database for dive trigger materials.
Mm-hmm.
In this stage, you're in the factory stage, and these enemies are coming down this stage that's specifically designed to where they're heading towards the bottom of the conveyors and everything. You gotta defeat as many enemies as you can to get the maximum amount of effort points, which is 100%. So you get dive trigger from that, the materials anyway, to upgrade them. And then the Zinni one is called Fastest Cyberspace Record. And I actually like this one. It's probably my favorite out of the 4 because it's just like the original Cyber Peacock stage from X4. It's just a speed run. They say, they have that animation just like in X4. Hurry up! And then you go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds my
and then
favorite.
you get like an A rank, S rank at the end. I like that one. So that's for Zinni.
My
And then you have
to go on a little tangent because I actually had a little tiny glitch happen here. The model for the B was there already, and then I got an S, so I got a BS rank.
Oh my god. Oh. Anyways, we have we gotta break the crate mode. It's called serving the supply line or serving supply line. So you get armor materials from this one, and basically there's these blue crates that'll have this item you collect, and you need 11 of them for the S rank. So yeah, it's basically going over the stage, busting open all the crates to try to find as many items as you can before you head to the exit. But the thing is, also you're timed, and if you lollygag too much, you will run out of time and fail. Thankfully, they don't take away your play for that day if you fail, so you can retry as many times as you want.
Does your power help you break the boxes easier? Because I'm still having a lot of trouble with that. I've never gotten above a B.
Yeah, power does help because I should mention there are 3 difficulties currently for each of these event stages, and you actually only unlock them once you reach a certain level. So the higher the difficulty, the more power is required, I believe. So yeah. For the crate stage, I honestly recommend Massimo because Berserk Charge just goes just destroys a bunch of them all at once. As well as his Whirlwind is pretty decent too. Another one I'm finding success with is Cinnamon because she can buff your attack power. You just take a saber and spin to win. So you get armor from that one. The last one is the one I hate the most. It's called Escaping from the Floating Ruins. You get experience from it. But this is a auto-scroller stage.
I don't like this one.
Ceiling, like a ceiling of spikes comes down. And you're just waiting for the stage to scroll up as like you go down these platforms with enemies on them. And I believe you're supposed to defeat the enemies to score a higher score so you can get the S rank.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem that comes in is that because this is like a 16:9 game, you can't really see a lot of what's going on vertically. So there are instances where if you go too fast, you can just fall and die very easily, in fact. So it's really a game of patience because you gotta wait for the platforms below to spawn so you can safely land on them.
Hey kids, remember Burn Rooster?
Yeah.
It's Burn Rooster, but way worse.
Yeah, way worse.
I do not like this stage.
I don't like it either, but it's so useful.
Yeah, it's like the thing is, you can get the same amount of materials, I believe, just by skip diving. So once you get the S rank, don't even bother playing it. Just skip dive.
Yeah, because this stage is also the one that runs like the actual worst.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, because it's loading a lot of things at once. I should also mention when you're skip diving on the event stages, you have to use the skip programs. But honestly, you get so many skip programs, you'll never run out. At least in my experience. So just use it.
Yeah, I've been using them back like every day, and I still have over 100 of them.
I'm still like in the 80s at least, and I've been doing it every day as well. But any thoughts on the event mode in general?
Besides the EXP one, they're fine.
Yeah, it's like I said, my favorite's the one that's based off the X4 version of Cyber Peacock stage.
I like that because it's over the quickest.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're fine. The EXP one sucks, but I really like how, like you said, it doesn't take your try if you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's really, really good design.
It's just like the one time where bottomless pits actually will kill you.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
touching spikes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so that is good. But you know, it's nice that the event mode even exists so you can get more materials each day instead of having to buy them in the shop. So that's like the main way you're gonna get dive triggers and armor materials for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Although you still get more from a shop anyways.
Yeah, cause like at the difficulty 2, I'm only getting 1,200 a day, which is still not a lot, especially for the later levels. But it's there at least. But anyways, I think that covers like all the single player stuff. So all we got left is online. I'll go ahead and explain versus mode first. Let's just get PvP out of the way. So there's 3 modes for versus. You got 1v1 practice, which is on the gallery stage from X1. There's 1v1 ranked match simulation on the highway stage, and that's also where ranked match takes place in general, is on the highway stage. Now the rules are that each player has 3 lives, and the first, obviously, to get rid of the other's lives is the winner. Now, interestingly, at 1v1 practice, you play as the same character throughout the whole thing. But in ranked match, it's actually a lot like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Squad Strike mode, where you can pick 3 of your 3 main characters, then you go at it, where each of the 3 characters has 1 life, and once you defeat the other player's characters first, you win. I honestly like that. It's weird that it's ranked, but I guess it encourages you to use like different characters other than just Vile every time, right? So I do like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do find it weird, however, that ranked match simulation doesn't do the 3-character thing. It's just like 1 character.
It is pretty strange. I guess to
It's
get
really
you
just
used
for
to it.
stage.
Yeah, it's literally just to practice the stage more than anything. Which the ranked match stage is different. So let me explain the 1v1 practice first, which is on the gallery stage. I should mention first that these stages are huge. It feels like they were designed for more players, like say 3v3, which is missing from this version of the game. Probably because it was super broken. But yeah, they're huge stages, but the gallery stage has like 2 health items on either side. You got the attack boost on the center, the speed boost on the top, and that's how that works. Like, it's pretty straightforward. But then they mix it up with the ranked match stage, where they actually have enemies on either side. The deer balls are on either side, and then at the top you have a bee-blader just sitting there doing nothing. By defeating the enemies, you do get buffs. Like, for example, being the deer balls, you get attack. So, you can do that. So, there's no buff items otherwise, as far as I know. And there is a hidden health item in the center. That's how that's set up. And once again, like 3v3 mode is missing. It used to be like a capture the flag mode. Or a King of the Hill mode, I should say. It's gone though, so I don't know what happened to it. I guess, you know, so we played it during the beta and it was just so broken.
Oh yeah.
You got like Axel T posing and flying in the air.
I flew around as
It was crazy.
I already know as well. That was fun.
Yes, good times.
You know, also players be invisible.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even load 3v3.
Oh my god, yeah. It was hard to find people in the beta for sure. But I think like there's a lot more people playing in the full version now, so it's not difficult to find matches like it used to be. So that's good. But anyways, TJP, how do you feel about like the setup of the versus mode so far?
Well, I haven't done the ranked at all. I've only been doing the practice. Yeah. And now that I know that you have to do ranked to get the what do you call it, was it the achievement? Or, I guess I'll be doing that.
Yeah.
But well, I really can't judge the connection because I mean, we live there, and like things pretty high, so I mean, once it comes to the seas, then I can truly judge how well the connection is. But if it wasn't for the lag and all that fun stuff, I think it'd be fine. I will say I'm kind of surprised there's items to begin with.
Yeah.
Because normally when it comes to like anything PvP, it's literally based on what you bring to the table. So basically, your equipment and your skills versus their equipment and their skills. And the fact that they're adding items to the bunch is interesting. Not bad.
Yeah, because it adds another layer of like things that can happen during the match. Like, I know I encounter a lot of players that, you know, that once they take a little bit of damage or they kill someone, they just run right for the health. And sometimes you can trap them like that. They run for the health, you just block them off and kill them right there. Or like I like to do, I get Falcon Buster out, so when they book it for that health, I just snipe them from afar before they can reach it. So one thing I see people make a mistake on is that sometimes, you know, you can reach pretty far, especially with ranged weapons. So if you just turn around, you don't even try to attack, you just run for it, you're probably gonna die.
Yep. Because like the thing is, on their screen they're attacking you, but it doesn't show on your screen. But you're still taking that damage, and your damage goes by down very quickly. Now you're level 1 and you're doing like baby damage, but that baby damage adds up, and you're just getting completely bodied. Pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, you know, and even though everyone is like powered down to level 1 to make it fair, I still find that if you are at a higher level and you worked on your weapons and stuff more,
Yeah.
you do still have like a slight damage advantage.
Armor too.
Like, basic levels are, matched between players, but, things like passive skills are still active.
Yeah.
So if you have a passive skill that, happens to increase your attack damage a bit, then that's giving you the advantage.
Yeah. Like, something I've seen people complaining about is that higher level players are bodying them because their skills and their weapons and everything are more developed than theirs.
I've had people who aren't even as leveled up, like they're close but not that close, and just completely shred me outright. And it's mostly when they use the saber, when they just buzzsaw. Dude, buzzsaw and lag is scary. You just you blink and your health is gone.
I think that's like the big problem with PvP right now. It's just like the ping is so high because it's in a server that's not in our country.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of the world.
There. Okay? Live there.
And see, unfortunately, I've got it worse on two different fronts. Because, if I play, online stuff on my iPad, I get 1,000 ping all the time.
God.
Ouch.
Now, if I play on emulator, I get, 200 ping, which is, the standard for us.
Yeah.
However, it takes a lot longer for things to load, and I stutter a lot more.
Yeah.
This is why I don't really play PvP much anymore aside of my dailies. I have to get my 5 wins for my drawings to just log in and just let the other opponent do what they want.
Yeah, I'll admit I have some fun with PvP, but it would be a lot better if the connection wasn't so laggy.
Yeah, that's kind of also why I haven't really delved into it as much. I'll do co-op because that's fine, not really super competitive. But yeah, when there's something that's very competitive, but then it's not even your skill that determines whether or not you win, it's lag and things like that. And it's not their fault. We're just in a place where we don't get the proper connection. Although that is to be determined once it comes to the States, and if the same thing happens, and I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
But yeah, once we see that, and it kind of discourages people to do it. And they're like, well, if I don't have this, why do I?
Right. It's once I hit GA rank and ranked, I just I don't touch it anymore. I just do my daily 10 matches and I'm done. But obviously there's the meta, right? There's some characters that are really good right now, especially because of the lag. Like First Armor X, because of his tapeworm shot. It's you just start the stage and you're and out of nowhere 80% of your health is gone. You don't know why. It's wait, what happened? And bam,
is
you're
that
dead.
boss music I hear playing in the background?
No, that's just the first armor's charge.
Very, very scary.
Sometimes you can't even see that charge shot going off. You just lose health. It's whoa, where'd it go?
I think it gets even scarier once you start introducing statuses like stun.
Yeah.
Forget it. If you're stunned, just consider yourself dead because you're not coming back to it.
It's not even stun you see most of the time. Most of the time, what you see is the slow effect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's why I like to use the freeze
that's why
effect.
Shotgun Ice is good.
Yeah. I that's why I use the snow blower a lot, because freeze is really good. Unfortunately, the problem with the snow blower is it's very limited range. You can see.
That's also why people use the ZX Saber for the buzzsaw, because what the second passive for is the slow effect.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that means the opponent can't run away, even in lag they can't run.
Yep, and when you can't run from a Saber player, you're in trouble.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because the strat right now is people dash cancel their spins. You could do a ground spin attack,
Yeah.
and each time you cancel, it does more damage, and you're just dead in a blink of an eye.
I'm still trying to get used to how to do it, but yeah.
Yeah, same here.
It's like the complete inverse of how you do it in X4 and X5.
Yeah,
Like you hold down the attack button and just mash dash.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I was like, alternating.
Mm-hmm.
That's not dangerous. Jeez.
But other than that, like personally, I main Vile, and I find Vile to at least be like the second best character next to First Armor because of his para strats. Like I said, Electric Shock Bullet, Hot Potato, back and forth.
And the first two passives you unlock, but you don't even have to rank them up for, are benefits for that.
Yeah,
Because this first one is, if a target is immobile, which happens with the stun shot, he gets an attack boost. And the second one, he just gets an attack boost whenever he uses one of his skills.
mm-hmm. The only problem is you can miss real easily when the player you're playing with is extremely laggy. So I've had Vile shoot at what he thinks is a position of the player, but then he teleports behind me. It's like, whoa!
He literally nothing personal.
It's also better just to not shoot the stun shot while in the air. It hits better when you're on the ground.
Mm-hmm. And a para is also weird in PvP right now because, like, when you para, like, if someone paras you on their screen, it takes like a couple seconds before you are actually paired
Yeah.
on your screen. So it's weird.
It also makes, using Massimo's damage mitigation a little hard to do.
Yeah.
You can try to time that, shield for your Berserk charge all you want, but odds are the X player already hit you with this charge shot by the time you fired.
It's
And you
like,
didn't know.
I did make it to GA rank using Massimo on my team, but because of the lag, his shield isn't as powerful as you'd think it would be. So he's literally just there to kind of wear them down. So I could take him out with Vile. But I do like that Massimo is pretty good, especially for a B rank character. And that's a big thing too about PvP. It's like, you can win with lower tier characters. Myself, I didn't use any S rank characters because I didn't have First Armor X. So it can be done. There's a lot of luck involved with it. I'm not denying that because the game is, like, the PvP is just trash right now because of the online lag.
There's a pretty cheesy
There's no
strategy
question
out
that.
there.
Yeah.
Like, not
Yeah.
even just, the bust on it. I've seen a player with the poison sprayer camp where the health pickup is and just, spray whenever you get close. Because, the sprayer can go through walls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen people use that electric gun that can hit from very far away. And it just does constant damage. It's crazy. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say much because I use a cheesy strat myself with Vile, but you don't need S rank characters to climb the ranks, at least at the moment. So I do like that. So if you really want to, you can make characters work. You just gotta learn like how to play around First Armor X, for example. Just don't stand in front of him. Like, just don't. Try to stop him in his tracks if possible. And obviously, don't get hit by an electric shock bullet if you're playing against Vile.
Of course, that thing tracks a bit.
Yeah. Well, lag is on your side, thankfully. So you can teleport behind them. Yeah, you have any thoughts, Cole, about PvP?
I mean, I'm not too much of a PvP person, just in games in general. But from what I've done of it, it's kind of cool. Like, I wish there was more level variety. But
Yeah, sure.
I do like the respawning energy kind of mitigating the flow of the battle, because like it's gonna go over here to the energy. It's gonna go back over here. So I think that's kind of cool, but I don't know. It's a little bit too laggy for me. But I also get to see a lot of like different attacks and stuff that I haven't seen yet when facing all these random people. So it's fine. It's not too much for me, but maybe it'll be better later on. Or if we can do like create our own rooms, and do PvP with friends, that'd be pretty fun.
I almost think the connection would be better if this was a peer-to-peer connection rather than using actual servers.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's my thoughts on it. It's there. I'm glad it's there for people who want it.
yeah, this is the first X game that has had a competitive mode like this, so it is exciting in that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I first played in the beta test, I was kind of down on it because at the end of the day, you're just shooting them until someone dies. But playing this, like, there's some cheesy strats out there, but there's like a tiny bit of strategy involved still with this, so I think this mode has some potential. The thing is though, it's just not playable right now because of the connection, but hopefully that will be improved when the US servers come out. And I hope it does, because, this could be a fun mode if that does get addressed.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Any other thoughts?
That's about it for PvP for me.
Yep,
Yeah.
same.
Alright, so then there's the other online mode, which is co-op. And this is also the first X game where we had co-op before, so that's awesome. Now, right now, the stages for co-op are the Floating Runs from ZXA, Cyberspace from X4, Area 4 is from ZX1, Area A, and then we have a stage we haven't personally played yet because it's level 50, but it's the military train from Mega Man X4.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be awesome. So, you do unlock a new stage every 5 levels. There's 2 stages per area. And the second stage of the set is always going to have a boss. So like, so far we had Mega Scorpio, Chill Penguin. I heard that Steam Chameleon is the boss for Area A, but I haven't seen that yet. And then I don't know what the boss's military train is going to be. So that's a mystery. Something cool that you can't do in versus mode, but you can do in co-op, is you can invite your friends.
Yeah.
Yep. However, if your friend is lower level, then the requirement for the stage, you can't get them in, unfortunately. They'd probably get bodied anyways, though. Although I found that the power requirement for co-op stages hasn't been crazy. It's actually surprisingly low for like the level that you are at. But overall, it's the connection itself is similar to versus mode. You're gonna have lots of lag, unfortunately, but at least you're working together, so it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's there, obviously. How do you feel about co-op mode, TG?
I love it. I love it so much. Like, cause the whole meta thing gets thrown out the window in co-op. You can just do whatever you want. And because honestly, the only thing you're really hoping for is to make sure, because the HP threshold is actually higher in co-op, and it's harder to like kind of keep up because it went from 30% to 50%. So you'd have to be careful with that. But otherwise, yeah, you just put whatever you want, and obviously it feels like a single player stage, but you just have a buddy there with you, and you don't have to worry about anything. Like, basically, you don't have to worry about your friend. You don't have to worry about like a player controlled character you have to go against. A really good thing they have for those who are either playing with touchscreen or just having a hard time with platforming is if like they get to a horde room and you're nowhere near it, you'll get teleported into it, and that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. See, they actually did used to do that automatically in the beta test, but in this version they added a countdown. So I do like that because it was weird in the beta where you just like teleporting all over the place. So I like that they warn you before the teleport.
Or in some cases, you get sent back to where you were stuck.
Oh man. They also fixed some bugs from the beta. Like, I remember in the first floating rune stage, there would be this one specific area of land that would just spawn in. You could fall through it before it spawns in. It was so weird. But thankfully they fixed that. How do you feel about co-op, Quinn?
Same issues I have with connecting in PvP apply here. Where on one hand I either have 1000 ping, or on the other I've got stutteriness and taking a lot longer to load stuff.
Yeah.
But otherwise it's fun.
So,
Although it does bother me that only one person can go through the boss store.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's awkward.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Like one person goes through and the other one can't go through it after.
You gotta wait for the game to teleport
Twice.
you. And by that time, they're probably already fighting the boss. That's weird.
I remember that.
How about you, Cole?
I think it's really fun. I like the idea. Like, I really like that you don't need to worry about the other person so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not killing them. They're just, like, maybe something will blow up and you're like, oh, thanks. But I like the idea, and I like how it tells who did more in the level at the end. Because it's, like, incentive to, like, do better. And then if you're playing with a friend, you can just point and laugh at them.
Yeah.
But I like the idea. Again, I'm not much of a PvP or co-op or anything type of guy, but it's so unintrusive that I find it really fun.
Yeah. It's a good way to put it. I really think this mode is just good fun. There's nothing really stressful about it. You're just playing with another person to clear an otherwise single player stage. There is a mechanic, the MVP mechanic. They do show you on the results screen like who's contributed the most. So if you want to be a little bit competitive with a friend, you can do that. But I don't think it affects anything.
No.
Just bragging rights.
Yeah.
Maybe it affects the prizes you get at the end, or like gives you a higher chance of getting something good. But
yeah,
who knows?
I would have to test that. But I think I did get less armor from if I wasn't the MVP, but I'm not sure about that. Speaking of, you do get armor from doing the co-op event, because you do unlock it around the same time. That's where you're gonna get most of your armor.
But you're really supposed to make
That's
them.
good Yep. So that's where you get that stuff. It's the main reason to play co-op. Unfortunately, you can only get 2 rewards per day. So it's just like the event stages in that way.
Only unlike those where it's 2 per stage. In co-op, it's just 2 for the mode in general.
Yep, so choose wisely.
Yeah, that's the one thing I will say I don't like about co-op is how limited you are in getting your stuff.
Yeah. Because, like, otherwise co-op is a pretty fun mode, but there's no reason to play it after the first 2 times per day. Which is a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least you have the option. Like, if you have a buddy, that you just want to kill a couple minutes with.
Because at the very least,
So,
co-op and PvP as well don't cost any stamina to play.
Yeah. Good decision.
well as PvP, yeah. Yeah, event mode, it locks you out once you've done your 2 plays, but co-op you can play it forever, pretty much. You just don't get the rewards after the first 2 times. I do like that. Any last thoughts on co-op before we head into the last things?
I mean, my only gripe would be like the armor stuff, which are so not really no.
I just can't wait to try out the military train stage.
Yeah.
Oh, it should be mentioned that if some of these stages here, like cyberspace, area A, and military train, are probably going to be the next story chapters. We don't have confirmation on that, but I think it's highly likely considering chapter 6 is the floating ruins.
Oh, yes. I didn't even think about that.
And, Sting Chameleon is a boss in area A apparently, so he's probably going to be one of the next bosses as well. Makes a lot of sense. So, next we got, just some last odds and ends. We touched a little bit on lab and researching, but basically, you get a certain amount of materials from playing stages, skip diving and all that, and then you can craft stuff like character memories, like materials. You can get gift boxes, you can get memories for weapons too. It's just something there to help you get certain things faster. But also you can level up the lab to, unlock more stuff. It does take a while though, it's a long-term project. So that's really what I would say about the lab mode, is just take your time on it, because for example, when you get to level 3, you have to be level 43 in order to craft some of those stuff. So, if you get there before that point, you can't use it anyway. So just take your time. And do like the required 2 researches for the daily missions. Speaking of, yes, just like any other mobile game, there are daily missions and achievements, which gives you elemental medals and all that good stuff. And that's also where you're gonna get most of your experience gain. So if you want to level up quickly, that's what you need to do, the daily missions. Make sure you do them every day. There's also boss challenge mode, which is basically, just re-challenging bosses from throughout the story directly. You could kind of do that in story mode anyway, but they are higher level than they were in the story, and you can get materials and potentially boss chip memories from them 3 times a day per boss. So that is epic. There's the friend system, which we touched on. You can send HP to friends. You can only grab 10 per day, and you only get 40 friends a match, which is a shame because I maxed out my friend list on the first night because I was streaming, so I can't add anyone else. And then we also touched on gallery before, where it gives you a reason to play other characters and weapons that you normally wouldn't, just so you can get more power from doing those achievements. I like it. Do you guys have any thoughts on any of these things mentioned?
My only gripe with the daily is the fact that you're forced to spend 100 medals.
Yeah, I do not like that, because it's very anti-saving.
Yeah, I want to save my stuff.
Not only that, but the daily missions themselves are level locked. Like, you don't even get to access this at all until you level up to a certain point. And some of these things also don't even appear until you unlock the mode in general. Like, the boss challenge one, you can't get that until you unlock the boss challenge itself, or co-op.
Yeah. That's weird.
At least with the arena
fighting the
one,
boss
you can
fight.
just do the practice.
Oh my god.
Fine.
Go ahead, Cole.
Oh, I was just saying I like fighting the bosses because it's quick and you get some pretty good stuff sometimes. Because you can just go in and usually just throw out one like dive trigger. That's it.
Yeah.
I like the dailies that are super quick.
It is also a very quick way to get those level clears for the gallery as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, I like boss challenge mode. It's just practicing against bosses. It could be fun. Other than that, any last thoughts, anyone?
Not really, no. I mean, if anything, I would say increase the friend cap. Make it higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Maybe it's so low because of... No, that doesn't even make sense. I was gonna say because of how much AP you can get, but that's capped, so... Yeah, there's no reason. It needs to be higher.
Yeah, because, I don't know, speaking personally, there's a lot of people that want to add me. They're like, once the 40 is up, sorry guys.
Are we, Mr. Popular?
Sorry.
I have 11 friends. But I don't have my code out there, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I was just streaming, and people were like, oh my god. It happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, my X is at 64% in the gallery, and I want to complete one more thing just to see if they'll get a 69.
Yeah, boy.
Nice. Well, folks, it's been an extremely long time, but we finally reached the end of this review discussion. We're probably going to split this into parts, honestly.
This is basically a podcast.
Twice as long as our projected.
This is a podcast now.
This will take 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're going to do 2 hours. Anyways, I just want to ask you guys a few more questions.
Yeah.
So tell me, maybe something that you hope they'll add to X DiVE in the future, or something you're looking forward to. Let's start with you, TGP.
Things that I'm looking forward to next. Honestly, as much as I love the X series, I want to see what people they would add from like the different series, like the ones that are not currently represented, or even the stages themselves. Yeah. I would like to see what they can do with that. I honestly, I really hope they get working with the controls, like optimize it a bit more than they are now, because the whole thing where you can just be halted randomly really sucks. And I'm really glad they're very emulator friendly, because not like Nintendo is not even remotely emulator friendly, so they're like, no. But these guys are like, hey, go to our website and download the APK file, have fun. And that's like,
yeah,
wow, that's pretty cool. So I do hope that they definitely keep up their goodwill, and as long as they do so and provide a pretty good product, I'll keep spending.
Wow!
Don't be stupid.
Yeah,
that's all I ask.
Good stuff. How about you, Quint?
As far as things I'm looking forward to, outside of more possible characters like, say, maybe playable Mavericks, I am interested to see, like TGP, what other series representation can be in here. Like, I would straight up love a Star Force character here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, only real major gripes I have with this game are all related to the fact that there's no, quote, official English release for this game yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Because outside of, connecting to servers in Taiwan and, the middling English translation here, I'm pretty alright with the game.
Yeah, they call it Mega Man X DiVE sometimes on the website and stuff, but in the game, it's Rockman X DiVE. Even when you're playing in English.
It also makes it really hard to use those, iOS prices, because I'd had to use the Taiwan app store. Wow!
Yeah.
I find it funny because
you
were saying that you have to get a Taiwan card and everything, but on Google Play it just lets me get it. I'm like,
same here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, cool.
Well, I want to see this game eventually start making some really deep cuts. Like, I want to see references from just like everything. Just like put Rockman ability, give me Ruby Spears Mega Man, give bad box art Mega Man. Just like, you know, just dig deep. Because they're gonna run out of main characters eventually. So start having a lot of fun with it. That's something I want to see. And just more weapon references. Just all the references and stuff is just, it's fantastic. So I just want to see more of that. I want to see them just continue on this train that they're on. And server stability. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As for me, I just hope they, keep on with the goodwill. They continue listening to the fans, fixing the bugs, and keep adding more and better content. Listen to suggestions and maybe add cool things like, extra story for events or things like that. Just make this game even better and grander. That's what I hope to see, and I do agree about the characters. Like, once they start introducing the crossover characters, it's gonna be absolutely insane. Very hyped for that.
Over one win.
Just over one.
He deserves a second chance.
Yes. And I'm also excited to see what other stages they come up with, because I've been told by Protodo that they're looking at putting in every X stage and more. So yeah, having a mobile game that technically lets you play almost every X game, or in a way, that in itself is kind of exciting.
Yeah.
So,
and as different characters, I couldn't imagine this, back in the Super Nintendo days.
Exactly. It's one of my favorite things about X DiVE is seeing things like Overdrive Ostrich in 3D. How does he work in a 3D space? It's awesome.
It's a shame we didn't get him going in the background. Makes sense for the level he's in, but it would be cool to see him jumping between all the platforms.
And also, they might put him in co-op, for example, at one point. So, yeah, I can see why they did that. But, yeah, we've been talking about this game for a long time, so...
Just a bit.
Let's give our final review, in a way. How would you rate this game out of 10 in its current state? Obviously, this is by no means a final score, because this game is ever-changing, always evolving. There may never be a final score. But, how would you rate this game now, as it is? TGP?
Honestly, I'd probably have to give it at very most a 7.
I would agree with that.
Generous.
How about you, Cole?
I'd probably also go 7, maybe 8. It blew my expectations away compared to the beta and just my general thoughts on mobile action games. For
me, I have to go a little bit lower. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 right now, just because I think the big factor is connection errors and things. The PvP and lag really dampens the experience at the moment. But if the US servers come out and it's a lot better, I'd probably say an 8.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, go
ahead.
Oh, it's a good game so far, especially for a mobile game. It's pretty decent. I have a lot of little gripes. There's a lot of things that could be improved. I hope maybe they'll have it within their hearts to lower the prices of the gacha at some point, or at least make the rates more fair. But other than that, it's a decent game. But I just have to give it a 6 out of 10. At least, if I had to compare it to other Mega Man X games.
It's still the best X game we've gotten in a decade.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it is exciting that we have a new X game after so long.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
I cannot in full faith give this a proper rating until it comes to this stage. And until that day comes, I really can't give a proper score.
And and even then, we're still gonna be talking about this game all the time because there's always going to be new stuff coming. Like, we could say one thing, but it could be changed the next day. We just don't know. So, this is our review for now at the launch. Maybe in the future we'll have more the state of Rockman X DiVE discussions when, like, more events happen and things like that. But
That'd be fun.
yeah. So, there will be a lot more of these in the future. Right now, however, I do want to thank you all for watching this extremely long discussion. Like I said, it'll probably be split into several parts just to keep it more bite-sized per topic. But Cole, where can they find you at?
Well, again, if we forgot, because it's been a while, my name is Coleman X. I am from the ColeFam YouTube channel. What I do there is mostly I just stream a lot of Mega Man stuff, generally the X series, because that's what I'm most proficient at. And I co-host the Ramblin' Reploids podcast with Twitch from Reploid Revo, so if you need more Mega Man discussions in your life, then give us a look. And that's me.
Awesome. How about you, Quint?
Well, you can find me over at youtube.com/MegaQuint, where I do commentary lists, walkthroughs of pretty much every single game in this freaking franchise. Which includes this game right here, as I've just uploaded Chapter 2 on hard mode. Going to be working on the rest of that over the weekend. I also cover, recently, fan games and ROM hacks, because I've run out of official games to play.
Yeah. Awesome. And TGP.
Yeah. Honestly, it's 50-50 between being here on the ShadowRock channel, or you can find me at youtube.com/gameplay or twitch.com/gameplay.
Awesome. Well, we'll have links in the description for all their stuff. As for the ShadowRockZX channel itself, you can tune in all the time for more Mega Man news, coverage, and more on Rockman X DiVE. Everyone, thank you so much for hearing us out, and if you stuck to the end, you are a real trooper. Until next time, folks, rock on and have an excellent day.
Peace out.
Good night.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.